Here at the Lady Gang, we're all different kind of shoppers. As you can imagine, I'm already making my list, heading out, shopping, wrapping, and we'll be ready before even November ends. Jack will be there at midnight on December 24th, still buying gifts. And that's just the way it is. And that's why we head to Marshall's, right? You get the quality gifts for everyone on your list for way less, and you take it home that day. Yes, even on December 24th. There's always new items arriving all season long, and the shelves are stocked through the holidays with the most wanted brands. Marshall's buyers hustle for the deals so we can gift the good stuff. And what are we giving this year? I don't know, cashmere scarf, jade face roller, even a new leather wallet. And then, of course, when you go into Marshall's, you always have to pick up something for yourself. Between fashion, accessories, beauty, kids, men's, and home, Marshall's has something for all of your loved ones, always at a great price so you don't break the bank. This season, we're doing Luxe for less. Gift the good stuff with Marshall's. Head to your local store or go to marshalls.com for all the deals so you can give it the best gift ever. See you at Marshall's.
Well, what is this?
Welcome to the Lady Gang.
That's amazing. Say that again.
The Lady Gang.
Things are about to change around here.
Each week we catch up with Hollywood's hottest girl posse. Kelty Knight, Becca Tobin, and Jack Vanek.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Lady Gang. I am Becca Tobin here with Jack Vanek and Kelty Knight. Just reminiscing about one more fail in my acting career that happened this week, guys. Welcome to the show.
You are going through a hard time
It's the
right
fail
now,
of the
Becca.
week, you know?
My theme since Turner and Hooch ended is almost there, but not quite.
Yeah.
I have had so many almost there's and not quites that this season of television is going to be me watching every single show feeling like, oh, right, that almost happened. And then it didn't.
And then seeing a famous person's daughter playing the role.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sick of this story. I'm sick of myself. Let's get into it. It's time for
Good week.
Yes, it is.
Bad week. Oh, no.
Who would like to go first?
I'll go. So Taylor Swift had a new album that just came out. And
Don't say.
You know what? I just like this whole time, I'm like, I get it. Like, I get why people love Taylor Swift, but I'm like, it's not for me. Like, I can't get into it. It's the same thing with Harry Styles. Like, I try so hard and I'm like, I'm going to give it another listen. And then it doesn't like hit me the way that I feel like other people, like Kelty, you, like, I feel like it like speaks to your soul and it just doesn't for me.
It's because there's an archetype of women who are diehard Swifties. And it's the same type of girl. I'm not saying physically, while they may have some physical things in common, it's their insides. And I'm not going to get too deep about it because I know I'm going to get murdered. But there's something very common, a commonality.
Yes, yeah. There's Psycho 3s on the Enneagram. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so you like this record, though?
Maybe that is true. No, there is that one song, Antihero, I think is one of the most genius songs that I have ever listened to in my entire life. Her self-awareness in her lyrics and is just like so phenomenal. And I'm obsessed with it. Like, I'm obsessed with that song. I feel like in the way that everybody else is obsessed with Taylor Swift as a whole. So I'm like 1/100th of a Swiftie at this point.
Well, I think that that's the beauty of her now is that she has the awareness. And I think that her fans need to start catching up to that awareness.
Well, it was like we talked about this on the podcast and we got shit because I was not into Taylor Swift during the Reputation era because it was like, I mean, it was bops, sure, but it was like so like I'm a good person and you're a bad person and you should feel bad for me.
I'm sick of that.
Right. And then like obviously
victim-y. It was victim-y.
It was very like playing the victim.
And this record is like it's Reputation 2.0 with some therapy. Like it's like you fucking hurt me and I'm a mastermind and I have been a weasel as well and That's
what it is. It's like the ownership of it because you don't get to be Taylor Swift without being a bit of a fucking weasel, okay? You don't get success in entertainment at all, period. There's no one who exists out there who's successful that isn't a bit of a weasel.
That's lovely. That's like lovely all the time. Like she has to be a ball buster along the boards and make mistakes. There's no one on the planet that's like perfect. You know what I mean? So it's just impossible. And I just love this vibe.
Yeah. I think that's what I couldn't like latch onto. It was like the goody two shoes vibe of just like, I'm like a perfect little person. And I'm like, dude, you're up. Like there's something behind like that type of a person that just like puts on this like flawless exterior. I'm like, you're the darkest of them, of everybody. Yeah. And that's what I like of like the self-awareness. But I have a question because I don't know anything about her really. There's the song, Vigilante Shit, I think it's called. Yeah. Who is that about? It's about like finding somebody cheating on their wife.
About Scooter.
Oh, it is about Scooter.
Well, I mean, we don't know. She hasn't said that.
We think it's about Scooter.
But yeah, we think it's about Scooter. And they're like, the Easter eggs are very deep. So like Yale, Scooter's wife, wore this like blue dress with stars on it to the Met Gala. And then like a week before the record came out, Taylor wore like a very similar dress in New York City. And like, there's all these Easter eggs where they like try to connect that, you know, but she's basically saying like, where do you think she got the information? Who do you think called the FBI on you? Like all this shit. But here's the thing. It might not be true. Like she's also a songwriter. You know what I mean? Like Stevie Nicks did not like get caught up in a landslide. Like this is not like a real like life story. You know what I mean?
Emotional landslide.
Yeah. Like it's like you know, it's like, there's a bit of this that could be her dreaming it up and like,
and wanting to stir up shit and get people to talk about it. That's where I'm like,
she's a genius.
So yeah, I think I'm like a miniature, mini Swiftie. So that's my good week.
I'm happy for you.
Thanks. So my bad week is I did something very embarrassing when we were Young Fest. Well, at the day that it was canceled. So it wasn't at the festival. On that Saturday, there was nothing else to do. So everybody just partied and we ended up going to like this emo night that, somebody threw where they just play emo music and everybody sings along, whatever. So I had many drinks that day and, Jared and I are like in the point of our relationship where like, well, we don't make out really. Like, and I remember Becky, you said something, you're like, you're going to get to a point where you guys like just don't make out.
Barely even, not even during sex.
Yeah. So, oh my God, I hate making out during sex. I will not do that. So we're kind of at this point where I'm like, we kiss all the time. Like we're like a very smoochy like type of a couple.
French kiss?
No, just like smooch.
Okay.
Like I love physical affection. Like we're always canoodling and cuddling. So we're at this emo night and I don't know what the happened, but we just started making out
so hot
in public with everybody around for like a half an hour.
Excuse me?
Yes. And
did people catch you?
What?
Did people see you?
I mean, our friends were taking pictures and videos.
I love it. Can we have some of those?
Because they're like, what the is going on?
Pictures or videos.
We are not like a PDA. I mean, we'll, again, like if we're in public by ourselves, like we'll like, you know, put our hands on each other and stuff. But like, I've never made out in public before, especially with friends around. I'm like, we're like, it's not something we do. And then waking up the next morning and I'm like, oh my God, we are fucking like going at it at this public place that there's probably so many of your fans around. Like,
well, that was you. You were peeing on him. That was you peeing on him.
Yeah,
because you were like
trying to hit on him.
It doesn't matter. You were like, I know that every girl in this room wants to be with my fiance, and I'm going to show her that there's no chance in hell that she's getting him. And that was your subliminal message to the ladies out there. Which is,
maybe it was like a subconscious thing that I'm like, he's going to be playing to 20,000 people tomorrow, and I'm marking my
like
territory.
You were living 2007 again. You were like, the boy is mine.
Yes. Oh my God, it was so embarrassing.
I don't know what it is, but like I hate thinking of people I know being intimate. Like, I don't care. Like if Jack had just met Jared and she told me this story, I'd be like, this is great. And I would like love to experience that. But once people are an item and I know them both, like there's something absolutely, I do not like, even in Spain, couples were talking about like, oh yeah, we just had sex before we came down. I'm like, I don't want to hear about you.
No, I don't. The only time I want to hear about somebody having sex is if something went wrong. I want to hear about a
embarrassing experience,
crazy going on, or like the guy saying something weird. Like that's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear about your like really amazing sexual experience.
No, and certainly not married people. God.
No, I mean, it's almost like you're thinking about your parents having sex.
I was just going to say, I torment my sister. I torment my sister because I know it kills her soul talking about our parents having sex.
Ew. It's so gross. I'm like, that's how I feel about people I know too. I'm totally on the same page. So I'm so sorry. Anybody out there, if you saw me and Jared making out at emo night at like 12 in the morning, I apologize.
Damn.
That's a really good
But send me a
week.
video because I do want to see, any angle possible.
Wow. It is
So gross.
And it was at a bowling alley,
Gross. So
Ew.
dirty. The fingers.
Ew,
Okay.
your fingers.
No, we didn't bowl, but it was at a bowling alley.
Okay. Still gross.
Okay.
All right. Good week. I have a new word for the Lady Gang dictionary, and it really is great. It's a saying, and you say, I got the morbs. Have you heard this?
No.
I got the morbs. So, got the morbs. In a nod to the word morbid, this phrase refers to someone who is in a melancholy mood or temporary state of depression. It's like when you get the 3-day blues, like nothing is really wrong and you don't really know why, but you're just like, you have the morbs for a couple days. You're just feeling like end of earthy for like just a bit. And then
I kind of like that. Like maybe like a little
morbs.
Existential tinge of depression.
Yeah. It's like, what am I doing? Why am I doing it?
This
Why am
doesn't
I
feel
here?
fun.
Where am I
That doesn't
going?
feel fun to me, and the word is not like creative enough for me. So I don't think it's going to make the dictionary.
What if it's like I got the morbies? The morbies. That's a little bit better than morbs.
Okay.
Well, I feel like the definition it should be more like the morbies is when all you're doing is thinking about things you care about and people you care about dying. Because don't you get into phases like that? Because
My biggest
morbid is
fear.
about death.
Yeah.
So it's like when you're like, you can't shake that looking at your dog every second being like, you're going to die at some point.
Or like when you see a video from like the 1920s that they like recolored and it's like all these children playing and you're like, every single person in this video is dead.
Yeah, that's the worst. Ooh,
The morbies.
I think it has to be more about death.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, we've
Because
changed the
otherwise it's just
definition.
fucking
Okay.
depression, and that's not fun.
All right. I have a bad week. I've been trying unsuccessfully to be famous for a long time, as you guys know. I have done everything that I could possibly fucking do. I've tried to grow my Instagram.
Not
zillion
really.
times.
You haven't made anyone famous.
That's true.
You haven't done the one thing that might work.
The only thing that works if you're not related to someone famous is fucking someone famous. So,
That's true.
Kelty, come on. Just kidding.
You're right.
Sorry,
you're
Chris.
right. You're right. I didn't try hard enough. Okay. Anyway, I have spent dollars on and perfected and spent hours editing to make my Instagram special. Never in my life have I been more popular than when I used a glass in my ice machine.
Oh, what?
Glass?
Becca, you texted me. Oh no, sorry. It was Christina Perry that did. Sorry. So I usually use plastic cups for my iced tea normally. And I go into my ice machine with my plastic cup and I take some of the bubble ice and I don't use the scoop. And the other day I was showing off my kitchen a little on Instagram and I had a glass cup and I scooped some ice with the glass cup. It was as if I had burned my house down.
What?
Christina Perry was giving fucking birth. She was in between. She was like in slow labor, like in contraction. She was in the hospital. And we're texting like outside this. And then on Instagram, she DMs me and she was like, no. Never use glass in your ice machine. If the glass breaks, you have to empty the whole thing. I'm like, you're giving birth right now.
Oh.
And Heather Dubrow texting me
Of course,
out of
fancy
nowhere.
bitch.
And she was like, no. You cannot. I have never had more attention in my life. The amount of lady gangers, people on Instagram that were like, whoa, Kelty, whoa. You can wear a sparkly boot, but don't put in. Anyway, I want to let everyone know this is not a usual thing for me. I don't usually scoop with the glass. I understand. I did work as a waitress for many years. I know that if you break the glass, you have to take it all out. But here's the good news. I just want a PSA. This is my ice machine. I live with one other person who doesn't enjoy bubble ice. I'm the only one that uses it. So if I do break a glass in my fucking bubble ice machine, I will empty it out and I'll be the only one that's getting glass in her throat. Thank you very much.
I always use glass cups to scoop out my ice in the ice
I wouldn't
machine.
think it's that big of a deal.
I didn't
It's
either.
a huge deal.
Wow.
It is very upsetting to everyone. If the ice breaks, you could have glass. You got to empty the whole thing.
Well,
Wow.
Kelty, this is what
It
you
took
need
me
to take.
7 years to get my ice machine to work. Just let me ice.
No, but you got the attention that you wanted, and I think what you need to take out of this situation is you need to continue doing controversial things.
It's like TikTok.
It's like TikTok. Like you got to do something that people are going to argue about, or that people have a strong opinion about, that you did it wrong, you know? So continue to just like live your life doing things that you think are wrong.
Okay.
And you'll get that fame, girl.
I'll just share what I'm doing anyways, because what I'm doing is wrong. Okay. Becca?
Okay, so my good week, I'll start with there, is that hot diggity dog, I am getting some sick residuals from Turner and Hooch.
Oh.
Shut up.
I don't know how on earth or why on earth, but people are watching
it on Disney Plus.
I think they're buying it. I think it's for
Who buys
foreign.
international?
It's all international.
Oh.
Yep.
Internet rentals, video on demand, foreign, blah 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 blah. Like, I am not joking. These types of residuals are like top tier Glee residuals. Like when I was making when Glee was doing really well in that residual space, it's still like fine, but it's whatever. Listen, I knew that job was a gift. I fucking love doing that job.
Yeah.
And I fucking love Josh Peck. I think he's wonderful. I fantasize about doing just shows with him for the rest of my life because he's so wonderful. But that was the best experience. But I'm like, thank you. Yes, we didn't get a second season, but yes, we did.
You kind of did.
Yeah.
You did without working. Even better.
I still get crazy ass residuals from the Disney movie Enchanted that I was a principal dancer in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, this is a job that by the end of my life is going to be worth like, you know, $50,000. And it was like a stupid dance job. But like every year they sell it, they put it on TV or whatever. And like I get 1/100,000th of that as a residual. It's fucking great. Disney knows what's up.
I feel like Mariah Carey at Christmas time. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean? All I want for Christmas. Okay, so that's my good week. And I'm only bragging because I also on my bad week is that in order to qualify for SAG insurance as an actor, you have to have worked a certain amount of time for the year, the calendar year, or made a certain amount of money in the calendar year.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking about it, and we're about to be in November, and I realized that I have not done a single acting job in 2022.
Oh no! Whoa. Wait, so you don't get SAG?
I don't get SAG health insurance next year.
You're gonna have to buy it like the rest of us.
The residuals count.
Yeah, I need to actually look. I thought it was like it had to be a combination of residuals and work. I don't know. I do have it on my to-do list to go and check that out because there's a chance that my residuals will be fine. Like, and help me. But I was like, this is the first year since 2000
and with a baby.
It's been 10 years. This is the first year I haven't
Didn't
worked.
you turn a job down though? This summer?
Probably.
That was a movie for a channel that you do movies on?
Oh, there was
the baby was brand new. You couldn't
there
go
was
to Canada.
something, and also because Canada, I have to get the baby passport, and I couldn't get it, which is totally fine, and I don't give a shit. I mean, this is my first year of being a mother. There's no coincidence there. Well, I mean, whatever. So that's my good week. And then I just didn't want you guys to think I was bragging because I now want to tell you that the money I'm making from the residuals from Turner and Hooch will be that so that my son and I can have health insurance this year. So you know what? God is fair.
God's fair.
God is fair. Bring you up to tear you back down.
When we come back, notes on a nervous lady. Very excited about this.
Have you heard that lifestyle brand TravisMathew has launched their first ever women's line just in time for the holidays? Find the perfect gifts for your friends, your mom, your sister, or maybe a few items for yourself. Crafted with elevated and intentional style, TravisMathew is known for their incredibly soft and comfortable fabrics, and the women's line is no exception. Each product is created with attention to detail for an intuitive fit and soft, lightweight feel. Like the Mont Blanc jacket, for example, perfect for these cooler months. The Mont Blanc jacket is ideal for layering. Pair it with one of our tees to polish off your your look with truly modern style. After all, your last layer should be your best layer. For the woman on the go, Travis Matthews' women's line is designed for ease, easy to care for, and easy to wear. From hanging out with friends to the morning commute, a thoughtfully crafted fit across versatile styles provides confidence and comfort day in and day out. In Travis Matthew, truly anyone and everyone can look great and feel great. Visit travismatthew.com/women and take 20% off your order with the code LadyGang. That's 20% off your entire order at travismatthew.com/women with the code LadyGang.
This episode of Lady Gang is brought to you by Chime. What's the first thing you do when you wake up? Is it checking up on your credit score? I didn't think so. At Chime, that's exactly what they do. With their secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card, you can start to build credit with your own money. Chime reports your payments to credit bureaus to help you build credit over time. Their members see an increase of 30 points on average. All of this with no annual fees, large security deposits, or credit checks to apply. So if you're new to credit for the first time or you're trying to repair credit that has kind of gone off the rails, this is a great option for you. So start your credit journey with Chime. Sign up takes only 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/lady. That's chime.com/lady. The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by Stride Bank N.A. pursuant to a license from Visa USA Chime checking account and a $200 qualifying direct deposit required to apply for the secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card. Regular on-time payment history can have a positive impact on your credit score. Impact to score may vary, and some user score may not improve. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees may apply except at MoneyPass ATMs in a 7-Eleven or an Allpoint or Visa Plus Alliance ATM.
Now back to the Lady Gang.
Okay.
I was wondering, I'm sorry, when we saw this in the calendar, I was like, what the hell could this episode be about?
I'm so excited.
I'm really excited too. So I recently read a book, Notes on a Nervous Planet by Matt Haig. Matt Haig.
Ugh.
What?
Is this about like the world ending? Notes on a Nervous Planet?
No.
Okay, thank you.
He wrote The Midnight Library, which is like an incredible book that a lot of people read. And this book is actually our book pick for the Lady Gang Book Club for next month.
Great.
Long story short, I read this book as soon as I got home from the tour. It was the first book I picked up, and it has crushed me into 1,000 pieces in such a good way. So this guy, Matt, he suffers from depression and anxiety. And this is his second memoir that he wrote about that situation. And he does these incredible lists of like how to get through life if you're feeling anxious and things like this. And so I wanted to share it with you and have this conversation. And the first thing I'm going to read is How to Stay Sane on the Internet, a list of utopian commandments I rarely follow because they're so damn difficult. Okay. We'll see if you guys follow them. Practice abstinence, social media abstinence especially. Resist whatever unhealthy excess you feel drawn towards. Strengthen those muscles of restraint. I am going through a series of time where I'm not sleeping, and I'm TikToking at 4 a.m. and looking and scrolling. I scroll TikTok, then I scroll Instagram, then I scroll Twitter, then I scroll Facebook, then I go back to bed. What am I doing? I am going to have to sleep with my phone outside my room.
Separate your phone, yeah.
Okay. Don't
wait, Becca, you're good at this. Don't you put like a timer on your Instagram or something?
I have a 10-minute timer on my Instagram because I only do it so that I can go and post what I need to post and then be fucking done. And I will be honest with you, the worst and the best thing that ever happened was the algorithm for Instagram just went to garbage, and there was nothing that I could really do. I knew that like the only way to fix it was to like be psychotic about it and like post and post and post and post. And I just was like, you know what? This is for me a message from the universe. And the best thing that ever happened was that algorithm being fixed, because I have not been active user on social media at all, probably since couple months, like 3 or 4 months. I am telling you that my joy and like my feeling of mental health, there's no coincidence. I feel a million times better.
I love that.
I feel like a new person. I don't feel this anxiety to like show the world what the I'm doing. I have zero interest. I don't give a shit when I do post something anymore about how the performance of it does. Like, I don't care. And I've like totally divorced myself from that old person. And I know exactly the phase of life you're in, or the season of life, Kelty, because I've been there. And like, it's an addiction. It's a full blown fucking addiction. and you have to go cold turkey. There's really like the abstinence, just like he's saying. It's the only way to do it. And also to be rational with yourself, to know, I think you get anxious because you're like, it's a job for you. You've turned it into a job. And so you're like, I need to post this TikTok. I need to post this thing. I'm doing this thing. I need to show my outfit. I need to do this. I need to do this. Take away that like feeling.
I don't mind that. It's the like, why am I looking at this in the middle of the night? Like that is
because you're addicted.
Because it's easy, and
right.
because it's like it doesn't require much effort. Like that's where I find myself like scrolling on TikTok while I'm watching like reality TV. I don't think it's like affecting me. I mean, I'm sure it's fucking up something in my brain, right? Because it is for everybody. But it's like it's the mind bliss. It's like I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just like doing it to do it, and that's probably like if you're like awake and you have nothing else to do, you're like, well, I'm not gonna like open up a book, but like I can scroll because it's like the easiest thing to do.
And there's something about it, like when I don't see that many people in my day, when I'm not scrolling and seeing like the feelings that can come up scrolling for 20 minutes on TikTok about yourself, your inadequacies, even if it's subconscious, even if it's like a comparison of like, oh, she looks cute, I want to look cute. Oh, she looks great, I need those jeans. It's like this fucking crazy thing where when you remove it, like it's and I know that I'm going to go back. I'm not trying to be holier than thou. I'm just trying to say that this has really been a game changer for me. I don't think about myself as much as I used to. I don't give a shit about shopping, because that's the other thing that TikTok I had to stop doing, because I was like, why does it make me want to buy everything? Because I'm seeing the girl use the highlighter. I'm like, this could change my life. I'm going to go buy the highlighter. And then I buy the highlighter. I get it. It's shitty. And then I'm like, oh, there's $30 down the drain. And I do that over and over and over and over again. It's chasing the dragon, and it feels like shit.
My biggest issue with social media it has always been tied directly to my professional success. Like I can't stay off social media because I'm losing a sale, or I'm losing like a listen, or I'm losing this or that, that's where my like anxiety and my addiction to it comes. Like in my like perfect world, I'd be so successful that I could delete all my social media, because it's like I don't feel like I need it for like my personal self, but it's like my professional self, because I don't have rich parents. Like I have to continue to do it to have some sort of success, because it's all fleeting. Because all the jobs that I do, it's like it could be taken up from underneath me in like a second anyways. Yeah. That's where my like struggle with that is.
You have to do boundaries then.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you can post all day long. You don't need to go see what other people are posting.
Right. That's true.
So he says, remember, no one really cares what you look like. They care what they look like. You are the only person in the world to be worried about your own face.
Amen.
This one I love. Understand that what seems real might not be. When the novelist William Gibson first imagined the idea of what he coined cyberspace in 1982's Burning Chrome, he pictured it as a consensual hallucination. I find this description useful when I'm getting too caught up in technology, when it's affecting my non-digital life. The whole internet is one step removed from the physical world. The most powerful aspects of the internet are mirrors to the offline world, but replications of the external world aren't the actual external world. Yes, it is the real internet, but that's all it can be. Yes, you can make friends on there, but non-digital reality is still a useful test for that friendship. As soon as you step away from the internet for a minute, an hour, a day, a week, it is surprising how quickly it disappears from your mind. You have to understand, people are more than a social media post. Think how many conflicting thoughts you have in a day. Think of how many different contradictory positions you've held in your life. Respond to online opinions, but never let one rushed opinion define a whole human being. Every one of us, said the physicist Carl Sagan, is, in the cosmic perspective, precious. If a human disagrees with you, let him live. In 100 billion galaxies, you will not find another.
Damn.
So true.
I mean, I feel like at least as a society now, it's like, I think we all know that the internet is fake. I think it has taken us a while, and our generation was kind of the most unlucky in that, in the like lineup of how the internet was affecting our lives, where we couldn't differentiate like a face-tuned Instagram post from reality. But I think that, I think Gen Z is a little bit luckier than we are, and will probably grow up a little bit healthier with that kind of differentiation.
Well, think about it. The people that were first let into, like when they opened up Facebook to all universities, that was my class of
yeah, me
people.
too. Yeah.
Like that's insane. That is like, of course we're going to be the most fucked up people because we were the first people to be let into the Wild West of like social media personalities, and like suddenly being able to access, you don't just compare yourself to like the 2 girls in your class anymore. You compare yourself to the 2 billion girls all over the world that you can see at any given moment. And so it's like, it is so crazy that we're not more fucked up.
Well, and let's not forget that Facebook started as like a hot or not, where you're rating how hot girls are.
Well,
like, so the absolute, like the beginning of what this whole like social media that has taken over our lives literally started as rating
Hot
people's faces.
This is so funny. This is what he says about ratings. This is his point. Don't play the ratings game. The internet loves ratings, whether it be reviews on Amazon, TripAdvisor, or Rotten Tomatoes, or the ratings of photos and updates and tweets. Likes, favorites, retweets. Ignore it. Ratings are no sign of worth. Never judge yourself on them. To be liked by everyone, you would have to be the blandest person ever. William Shakespeare is arguably the greatest writer of all time. He has a mediocre 3.7 average on Goodreads.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Oh my God.
Good.
God, that's
Stay
good.
human. Resist the algorithms. Don't be steered towards being a caricature of yourself. Switch off the pop-up ads. Step out of your echo chamber. Don't let anonymity turn you into someone you would be ashamed of offline. Be a mystery, not a demographic. Be someone a computer could never quite know. Keep empathy alive. Resist robotic tendencies. Stay human.
It's hilarious that you read this when you got back from tour, and yet you've been in like the most obsessive social media spiral of your life.
The whole book is not about that. That was just one thing that stood out to me that I really liked. I'm going to read you another one.
Wait, I have like a note to make about that, about the anonymity thing. Like when it comes to, everybody loves fucking arguing on the internet. Everybody loves being so vicious and vile on the internet. And I think that he was talking about something like taking a step outside of that and seeing how like reality is so different. That aspect of the internet alone and social media, and especially anonymous social media like Reddit and sometimes TikTok and stuff like that, is like you would never see 2 people screaming at each other over something so stupid as like the color of the dress or like something like that. Like that does not happen in real life. That's something that's so specific to the internet. Or even people like talking shit on us or like talking shit on Jared's band. Like, do you think somebody's going to come up to him in real life and be like, your band fucking sucks? It's like, that is only something that exists on the internet. And that is so wild and uniquely fucked up.
It's so true. It's so true because people don't behave like that because they're hiding behind the screen, which we've heard a million times, but it's like, the people that exist like that and actually do say horrible things are outcasts of society. Like you don't have friends. It's so hard to find those people. I was on a run the other day and I saw a political sign in a yard of a girl that I actually know and I quite like in this neighborhood that is very much supporting somebody that I think is a vile politician. And I had this moment where I was on my run and I was like, if this were the internet, I would do the equivalent of like ripping the sign out of her yard and literally like shoving it up her ass, you know, like, and I just had this moment where I was like, you know what, Becca, you can just fucking exist. And I saw her 2 days later and I was like really relieved to know that I could not be a troll and still be very nice to her and still see the good in her. But anyways, it's like, that's the difference. You can have these things that you don't agree on in real life and still be a cordial, polite person and not make someone feel like shit. And I'm just like so sick of the fucking comments on Instagram.
I know.
One girl DM'd me and was like, ugh, Becca, you're so disappointing. Bye. Like, I love those DMs where they're like, bye forever. I'm like, I didn't know you were even here.
Don't announce your departure. This is not an airport.
Love it. When we come back, goalposts. This episode of Lady Gang is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Hey, Lady Gang, whether you love true crime or comedies, celebrity interviews, news, or even motivational speakers, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue, right? Well, guess what? Now you can call the shots on your auto insurance, too. Enter the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. The Name Your Price tool puts you in charge of your auto insurance by working just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for your car insurance, and then they'll show you the variety of coverages that fit within your budget, giving you options. That's something that you'll want to press play on. To start with an easy quote, you'll be able to choose the best option for you fast, and it's one of the many ways you can save with Progressive Insurance. Quote today at Progressive.com to try the Name Your Price tool for yourself and join the over 27 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You're listening to the Lady Gang.
Okay, we're back. We are reading from Notes on a Nervous Planet, which is the book pick for the Lady Gang Book Club next month, which is November. And this is a really short one, but I want to read it to you. And this is actually really perfect for where we are. I think where we all are at in our lives right now. It's not all internet. It's just this. Okay. So he says, you will be happy when you get good grades. You'll be happy when you go to university. You'll be happy when you get to the right university. You'll be happy when you get a job. You will be happy when you get a pay raise. You will be happy when you get a promotion. You will be happy when you can work for yourself. You will be happy when you're rich. You will be happy when you grow an olive. You will be happy when you own an olive grove in Sardinia. You'll be happy when someone looks at you that way. You'll be happy when you're in a relationship. You'll be happy when you get married. You'll be happy when you have children. You will be happy when your children are exactly the kind of children you want them to be. You'll be happy when you leave home. You'll be happy when you buy a house. You'll be happy when you pay off that mortgage. You'll be happy when you have a bigger garden in the countryside with nice neighbors who invite you to the barbecues on Sundays and Saturdays in July with your children playing together in the warm breeze. You'll be happy to sing. You'll be happy to sing in front of a crowd. You'll be happy when your Grammy-winning debut album is #1 in 32 countries. You'll be happy to write. You'll be happy to be published. You'll be happy to be published again. You'll be happy to have a bestseller. You will be happy to have a #1 bestseller. You'll be happy when they turn your book into a movie. You'll be happy when it turns into a great movie. You'll be happy when you're J.K. Rowling. Actually, I wouldn't be, but for many other reasons that we can't talk about at this moment. You'll be happy when people like you. You'll be happy when more people like you. You'll be happy when everyone likes you. You will be happy when people dream of you. You'll be happy to look okay. You'll be happy to turn heads. You'll be happy with smoother skin. You'll be happy with a flat stomach. You'll be happy with a 6-pack. You'll be happy with an 8-pack. You'll be happy when every photo of yourself gets 10,000 likes on Instagram. You'll be happy when you have transcended earthly woes. You'll be happy when you are at one with the universe. You'll be happy when you are the universe. You'll be happy when you are a god. You will be happy when you are the god to rule all gods. You will be happy when you're Zeus in the clouds above Mount Olympus commanding the sky. Maybe, maybe, maybe.
I don't get it.
Well, I think that that should have all been you'll be happy when, correct? Not to. It's like you'll be happy when you do this. You'll be happy when you do that. So you're always chasing this thing. But like I think you kept saying to. It's like you'll be happy to dance with your lover.
And I'm like, yeah, I do like dancing with my lover.
Well, he wrote it as 2, but yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Well, that's where I think it got confusing.
His editor should have maybe corrected him.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say
those should have all been whens. Like
this didn't hit you. This didn't hit you the way it hit me.
I think that this affects you a little bit more than maybe Becca and I.
Well, I've already been completely desensitized from career success. I absolutely have realized that there is nothing, there's no job, there's no title, there's no award, there's really nothing that's going to elevate my level of of contentment genuinely for more than a day. And maybe that's because I'm spoiled and I've gotten a lot of success. I mean, I'm not going to be a bullshitter. If I were still in the position I was in 10 years ago and I hadn't accomplished as much as I wanted to, I may still be having that like yearning to see more success. But I also think that there are people in our position who it's like, I want more and more and more and more and more and more and more. And it's all relative. So it's like, I think if you work on yourself, it doesn't really matter what you've achieved on paper. It's just you need to find the contentment and you're going to find it or you're not. It has nothing to do with buying a vineyard in Sardinia or whatever it said. But I will say there is something there's a lot of like mumbo jumbo about being content and finding whatever. But I still think there's people out there in the world that aren't content because they actually don't have what they need to be content. Like there are physical things that we need. There are certain amounts of money that we do need to be comfortable and happy and content. And to find contentment without those things and you're a monk.
Yeah.
If you can do that. So, you know, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid completely.
Okay.
I'm not either, but I think this is where you're like, oh, this is like an Enneagram 3 that kind of, oh, well, that was for the Taylor Swift thing. But, with professional success with me, it's like professional sex. I have something.
She has a lot of that.
For me, it's like I always chase success so I can create a lifestyle for myself and like live a life that I'm comfortable in. I'm not chasing success for like the awards and for the recognition or like that's like I just want to like live a life that I like. Basically. So, but I do get that. It's like the grass is always greener. Like it's always, you know, if I got that a lot when I was like going through a lot of body dysmorphia stuff, it's like, oh, if I just get this procedure, or if I do this, or if like I lose this much weight, like I'll be happy. And it's like, the more you do that and give into that, the more toxic it becomes to yourself because you keep chasing after these goalposts. Like you said, that just get harder to achieve where it's like, you just have to find some sort of
Well, I think
zen.
that where that hit me was, and I have just one more. I know, I'm sorry if you're bored, but I just booked, I'm going on vacation with Chris. You know, we haven't seen each other much this year. And so we're going to go on, you know, what we do, which is like a big beach vacation during the holidays when he has time off. And I'm so excited about it. And it was such a weird thing because like, I'm old enough to know better than to do this, but I literally booked the appointment and then instantly my mind went into like, how do I change everything about myself? So that I'm perfect by the time I go on this trip. Like, how do I need to buy all new bathing suits. I need all new clothes. I need to start working out more. I need to start eating health. Like I literally went on my to-do list of like how to change my whole self. And it's like, it's such a weird, why would you do that? You're literally going to just spend time with the person who loves you the most. Like it's such a weird thing. And this is the last thing I want to read you. This is his little poem. It's called A Note from the Beach. And I think this might hit you. Hello, I am the beach. I'm created by waves and currents. I am made of eroded rocks. I exist next to the sea. I have been around for millions of years. I was around at the dawn of life itself, and I have something to tell you. I don't care about your body. I'm a beach. I literally don't give a f. I'm entirely indifferent to your body mass index. I'm not impressed by your abdominal muscles that are visible to the naked eye. I'm oblivious. You are one of 200,000 generations of human beings. I have seen them all. I will see all the generations that come after you too. It won't be as many. I'm sorry. I hear the whispers the sea tells me. The sea hates you. The poisoners, that's what it calls you. A bit melodramatic, I know, but that's the sea for you. All drama. And I have something to tell you. I have something else to tell you. The other people on the beach don't care about your body. They don't. They are staring at the sea, or they are obsessed with their own appearance. And if they are thinking about you, why do you care? Why do humans worry so much about a stranger's opinion? Why don't you do what I do? Let it all wash over you. Allow yourself to be as you are. Just be. Just beach.
Ooh, that's
Just
great.
beach.
I do like that.
I like that too. I think it's like the biggest lesson that so many of us have learned is that nobody fucking gives a shit.
Cares.
Nobody cares.
But then it's like we have this fucking polar opposite messaging from the internet where it's like everybody cares. So it's really hard to exist like this.
That's true.
Well, then the other thing is like the ego of like, I want people to care. Like you guys are out. You've moved past that. But there's like, what if you're someone that like, you know, like, I don't care. I know nobody cares. But
why does nobody care?
Nobody cares because they're just thinking about themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. It's the people that have like that unfilled void, which obviously I'm therapizing, but like, you know, the unfilled void that you're like trying to feed yourself with something. Like, what is that? Is that attention? Is that money? Is that, you know, is that whatever it is, like shoes? Like, I don't know. Like, it's like whatever our hole is, whatever our trauma is, we're trying to fill it with something. And like, if you're not evolved enough, then you may just be trying to fill it with
bullshit.
Which I still am. And it's disappointing because should be over this by now.
No, I think you've made actually a lot of progress on that end.
Oh, yeah.
I do. I really do. I actually see that you're like, I don't think the way you are now with Superfan, you could have never been before and it would have been to your demise. So like, yes, it's really overwhelming, and yes, it's a lot of pressure, and yes, it holds a lot of meaning. Like it is a very pivotal moment in your career, and it's a big moment, but you're not treating it like it's the end all be all. Like this is going to define anything about you. It's going to mean that you can buy like a vacation home, quite frankly. And then those get old after a year. So it's like, you know, that there's really nothing in this aside from like proving to yourself, which is huge, but you've already proved it to yourself. You had this show made like from an idea on a piece of paper. Like the amazing part is done. And you shot it and it went. And so the rest is like you're letting it out into the universe, and I can feel you letting go way more than you would have been able to if this had been 3 years ago.
It's true.
And it's super really it's amazing, because I think that like of all people, you probably did have the furthest to go as far as filling that void for whatever reason. And Jack had parents who loved her. She has absolutely no void in her life. And then I happened to be on a show where people give you like unauthorized love and affection and adoration. So like we both have kind of had our cups filled so much.
Right.
You know, mine more meaningless, hers more meaningful. And I do have wonderful parents, and you have wonderful parents too, but you had a different story. That's a different story. And you can't blame yourself for having the void, because anybody in your position would have struggled to get to where you are now as much as you have.
Well, and you have so much self-awareness about it too. It's not like you're kind of like bouncing around aimlessly, like trying to do that with like a bunch of different, like trying to
I know exactly what I'm doing. I can't turn it off yet. I don't know that I'll ever be able to turn it off, but I know what I'm doing.
But you don't need to turn it off. You're turning it down. And you're turning the lever down, and then you're turning up the lights for the things that are actually really fulfilling, like your marriage, like your relationships, like your home, like your, you know,
like filling it with things that actually matter, rather than with like adoration from a stranger or something, for example. Like filling it with adoration from your husband would be like a healthier alternative that I feel like you're trying to like switch up.
And I think we get on your case a lot too with like you not eating vegetables, because it's like it's the way you treat yourself, like the way that you're hard on yourself about getting like everything perfect before this trip. It's like you kind of deprive yourself of taking care of yourself.
I know.
Because it's like you don't feel worthy, or you don't feel like that's the part of it that's hard to see, is because you deserve to frolic on a beach in an old bikini and not have worked out in months and months and months. And like, you know what I mean? It's like but you almost don't allow yourself those things that bring most people joy.
Yeah.
It's true. Thoughts up from a nervous lady. See, it was weird, but it was good. I like this episode.
I'm going to read that book, I think.
Yeah, I'll save it for you. I have 3 copies.
Ooh, yes, please.
So when I see you. Okay, this was fun. And everyone, we're so excited to see you this coming week in LA and Denver and Phoenix. Make sure you get your tickets. There's still tickets available for Denver and Phoenix, and we are ready to rock. And we will
see you next Tuesday.
Thanks for listening. The Lady Gang is produced by Alex Ingber, Steve Delameter, and Jared Monaco. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. And if you love it, share it with your friends on social media. Like, oh my God, I just listened to Lady Gang. This episode's so great. Swipe up to listen. And if you really want to, which we know you do, please follow us on social. At Kelty, at Becca, at Jack Vanek, and at The Lady Gang. Sign up for our newsletter at theladygang.com and join our secret Facebook group. It's super fun. See you next Tuesday.
All this month, celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with Pluto TV. Watch movies with the biggest stars like Eugenio Derbez in No Eres Tú, Soy Yo, and Luis Gerardo Méndez in Camino a Marte. Plus, Pluto TV has thousands more movies and TV shows and over 45 channels in Spanish, all for free. So download the Pluto TV app on all your favorite devices and start streaming today. Pluto TV. Drop in, watch free.